The Galactic Summit on Station Proxima 7 was supposed to be a triumph of interspecies diplomacy. Representatives from 47 civilizations gathered to discuss trade routes, territorial boundaries, and the ongoing threat of the Void Corsairs. Trinity Chun, Earth's youngest xenobiologist, had been thrilled to attend until she discovered that someone had stolen her pillow. Not just any pillow. Her grandmother's hand-stitched memory foam pillow, the only thing that helped her sleep in the station's artificial gravity. She'd brought it across 3-star systems, and now it was gone. "Vincent, I'm telling you, someone took it," Trinity said, pacing the cramped quarters they shared as part of Earth's delegation. "I left it on my bunk this morning, and now it's vanished." Vincent Park, Earth's security liaison, looked up from his data pad with barely concealed amusement. "Trin, we're on a station with 6,000 beings. Maybe housekeeping moved it. Housekeeping doesn't exist here. The Quillari consider cleaning an invasion of personal territory." Trinity ran her fingers through her black hair, frustrated. "I'm going to find it." What she found, 3 hours later, made her stop dead in her tracks to eye in the biocontainment sector, a restricted area she'd accessed using her xenobiologist credentials. Trinity discovered her pillow. Or rather, she discovered a Ctharian cub curled around it. Therians were apex predators from a death world in the Scorpius sector. Adults stood 3 meters tall, possessed retractable claws that could shred titanium, and had been known to hunt starships for sport. They were also, notably, one of the few species that had never signed a peace treaty with humanity. The war had simply stopped, both sides too exhausted to continue. And here was a cub, no larger than an Earth dog, its obsidian scales gleaming under the station's lights, wrapped possessively around her pillow. "Oh no," Trinity whispered. The cub's eyes snapped open, brilliant gold with slit pupils. It saw her. Then it saw her looking at the pillow. The growl that emerged from its throat was impossibly deep for something so small, a subsonic rumble that made Trinity's bones vibrate. It clutched the pillow tighter with 6-fingered paws, each digit tipped with a needle-sharp claw. "Easy," Trinity said softly, her xenobiology training kicking in. "Easy there, little one." The cub's spinal ridge flared, a clear threat display. Its growl intensified. Behind her, the door hissed open. Vincent appeared, slightly out of breath. "Trinity, you can't just..." He froze when he saw the Ctharian cub. His hand moved instinctively toward his sidearm. The cub's growl turned into a full-throated snarl. "Don't," Trinity said sharply. "Vincent, don't move. That's a Ctharian. I know what it is. They kill humans for breakfast. Literally. It's documented. It's a baby." Trinity countered, though her heart hammered against her ribs. "And it's scared." The cub watched them both, muscles coiled, ready to strike. But it didn't attack. It just held the pillow, those golden eyes darting between the two humans. Trinity noticed something then. The cub's scales were dull in patches, and there was a tremor in its limbs. "Vincent, look at its condition. It's malnourished. How did a Ctharian cub even get on this station?" That was the question. The Ctharian delegation consisted of 3 adults, all warriors, all keeping to themselves. No mention of offspring. Trinity made a decision that Vincent would later call spectacularly stupid, and she would defend as scientifically necessary. She sat down on the floor, cross-legged, about 2 meters from the cub. "Trinity, what are you show?" She kept her eyes slightly averted, non-threatening. In her pocket, she had protein bars. Slowly, she pulled one out, unwrapped it, and broke off a piece. She tossed it gently toward the cub. The cub snatched it from the air with reflexes that blurred, swallowed it whole, and returned to its defensive position over the pillow. Trinity threw another piece. This time, the growling lessened slightly. "The soft cloud," Trinity murmured, remembering the title of the incident report that would later be filed. "You found a soft cloud, didn't you?" Therians came from a volcanic world of jagged rock and molten rivers. Softness was alien to them. Comfort was foreign. This cub had discovered something its species had never known, a pillow, and had decided it was treasure worth defending. Over the next hour, Trinity fed the cub piece by piece, each morsel bringing her slightly closer. Vincent stood guard at the door, monitoring for any approaching Therians. "The adults don't know it's here," Trinity said quietly. "Look at the way it hides. This is a stowaway. Why would a cub stow away on a diplomatic station?" Trinity thought of Earth's own history, of children who ran away from impossible situations. Maybe it didn't want to be a warrior. Maybe it just wanted something soft. Finally, when the last protein bar was gone, Trinity extended her hand. The cub sniffed it, claws flexing uncertainly. Then, to Vincent's absolute shock, it butted its scaled head against her palm. The growl had transformed into something else, a purr, or the Ctherian equivalent, a rhythmic clicking deep in its chest. "Okay," Trinity said gently. "Okay, little one. You can keep the pillow." Trinity, "No. Vincent, look at it." The cub had curled around the pillow again, but this time it watched her with something other than aggression. "It's a child. An alien child. Yes, but still a child. And it found the first soft thing in its entire life." The cub clicked again, eyes half closing in contentment. What followed was 3 days of delicate negotiation. Trinity returned daily to feed the cub, each time growing bolder, until she could sit beside it, her hand resting on its scaled back while it slept on her pillow. She documented everything: the cub's behaviors, its responses to human interaction, the way it had learned to differentiate between threatening and non-threatening movements. That on the 4th day, a Ctherian warrior found them. Trinity looked up to see 3 meters of apex predator standing in the doorway, every weapon system the species possessed primed and ready. Vincent had his sidearm drawn in a fraction of a second. The warrior stared at the scene. A human sitting beside a Ctherian cub, both of them resting against a pillow covered in the cub's scales and the human's scent. Then the warrior did something unprecedented in human-Ctherian relations. It lowered its weapons. "You did not kill the defective one," the warrior said in heavily accented standard. "Defective?" Trinity's voice hardened. "There's nothing defective about it. It seeks softness. It rejects the warrior path. Among my kind, such cubs are removed." The word hung heavy with implications. "But you fed it, protected it." Trinity stood, placing herself between the warrior and the cub. Behind her, she felt the cub press against her legs, still clutching the pillow. "On Earth, we protect children. All children." The warrior's eyes, so similar to the cub's, yet colder, studied her for a long moment. Then something shifted in that alien face. "The Summit Council has been watching. This biocontainment sector has cameras." The warrior gestured with a clawed hand. "For 3 days, we watched a human care for one of our own, choosing kindness over fear. You knew what we are, what we have done to your kind, and yet." The warrior knelt, bringing its massive head level with Trinity's. "The cub has chosen you. In Ctherian law, this means debt bond. The cub is yours until it chooses freedom. What? You gave it softness. Protect it, human. Teach it that strength and softness can exist together." The warrior stood. "Perhaps there is more to learn from your kind than we thought." As the warrior left, Vincent finally holstered his weapon, hands shaking. "Trinity, did that just happen?" Trinity looked down at the cub, which had climbed fully onto the pillow, clicking contentedly. "I think," she said slowly, "I just adopted an alien apex predator. Because of a pillow. Because humans don't leave kids behind. Even the scary ones." The cub growled softly, not a threat this time, but something gentler. Possessive. It had found its soft cloud, and it had found something else too. Proof that in the vast, cold universe, sometimes the most unlikely bonds were the strongest. Trinity sat back down, and the cub immediately draped itself across her lap, pillow and all. She ran her hand over its scales, feeling the subtle warmth beneath. "We're going to need a bigger pillow," Vincent said. Trinity smiled. "And maybe some interspecies adoption paperwork." The cub, content in its soft cloud and safe with its unexpected human, clicked its approval and settled in to sleep. Yendi.